Pyro Talk podcast on site at Sky Wars, and I've got one of the better known organizations, better known dudes out here. He is literally the Fireball dude with the Fireball dudes. Bill Corbett, how the heck you doing?
I'm doing terrific. I'm here at the world-class Sky Wars event with world-class pyros and best friends, and it couldn't be any better.
And as I understand, you got quite the little surprise for us here tonight as we get set for the big Saturday night display. Without revealing too many secrets, what should we be looking for?
Well, we always have a couple of fireballs that we let the crowd light. We
Yes.
kind of, almost think we're the originators of letting the crowd shoot a fireball.
Sure.
So now we let a couple, winners, and those raffles support very good local agencies and places. And, I think we're going to have a very special drone show event tonight with many hundreds of drones. And I think the drones during their show are going to get a little angry or a little excited, or something's going to happen.
So we might see a little interaction.
Yeah, there might be
stuff.
a couple of something. I don't really know is going to happen or when, but I would pay special attention to the drone show.
Sure.
Because it's going to be super spectacular, and there might even be some stuff on the ground.
Really?
I don't know how drones have shows on the ground, but
sounds like a hot time.
Yeah, some stuff's going to happen in the air and on the ground with the drones.
That's awesome. Now, Bill, you've been doing this a long time. How did you get into how did you become the Fireball dude?
I can tell you, it's real easy. I went to a PGI firework convention in 2003 in Gillette, Wyoming.
Oh, sure.
And I took Andy Nichols' special effect class, and he showed us how to blow up gasoline. And I said, well, since I have a welding shop at home and access to free steel pipe, I'm going to become someone who shoots fireballs. And lo and behold, a year or two later, started showing up to this event.
Really?
Back when it was called the St. Louis Shoot at a water park over in St. Louis, or a little suburb. And pretty much they invited me every year and let me do whatever I wanted to do. And literally, Sky Wars is what made Fireball Dudes Fireball Dudes.
That's incredible.
It is. That is a true story. And they have let me do almost anything that we could come up with every year. They don't even know what I'm going to do when I show up. And what's funny is I don't know what I'm going to do when I show up. I got an idea, but we still haven't wired it up. I don't have a clue how we're going to wire this up. But we will wire it up, and it'll fire, and everybody will like it, I hope. But
without a doubt.
I don't know how to script or anything, so it's all auto fire.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
And so far to date, it's all been fun and successful.
That's outstanding. You get a chance to do stuff like this. Of course, like you said, it started with a special effects class. And, when we think special effects, we think movies, we think events. What are some of the things that you have gotten to do special effects wise, aside from just pyrotechnic competitions?
Well, I tell everybody I'm a nobody. And what I mean by that is, in the grand scheme of things, I'm just a hobbyist, just a regular guy.
Sure.
But I have been able to shoot fireballs at the world's largest air show up in Oshkosh.
Oh, I did hear about that. That's right.
That's right. And thankfully, they called and wanted us to help them, and been up there several years and have shot a handful of fireballs. And they were really spectacular. It wasn't anything that I myself did. It was all of us together making this work.
Yep.
And making it successful. And the funny thing is, the first fireball up in Oshkosh at the air show, no one knew it was going to happen.
Really?
Only like 4 people. Us pyros knew.
Right.
But as far as the brass and the crowd, and people in charge, only about 4 people knew it was going to happen.
Oh, wow.
So it was spectacular, and it made the cover of a couple of magazines. And
I can imagine.
this one lady's description of it, it is so spectacular. I'm going to tell you what she said in this magazine right now, because I just posted this today.
Okay.
But the Fireball, uh, in this magazine, this lady called it the mother of all bombs. Keep in
Okay.
mind, this is an article written about the world's largest air show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So this is in an aviation magazine. And here's what she said. The grand finale of the nighttime show was a replication of an atomic fireball.
Ah.
It was surprisingly quiet as it mushroomed and grew, making it even more awesome. And one could feel the waves of heat pulses for hundreds of yards across the airfield. The audience was left stunned.
I absolutely believe every bit of that.
And that is one of the most awesome descriptions of a fireball I've ever seen, heard, or read in my life.
That is an outstanding one.
And it was the truth.
Oh, I believe it. You know, that you mentioned that, I forget. I had a buddy that was there for that one. That's not a pyro.
Yep.
But he came back and said, yeah, they did this huge pyro, this fireball. And I'm like, I got a pretty good idea who probably is behind that. But
well, anybody can do it. You know, they really can. It's nothing hard. You just have to have a large quantity of large mortars to do it.
True, true. Let's talk a little bit about what you use. I know gasoline is obviously something you use plenty. What other materials have you used?
Well, regular everyday gasoline is all you need. Special effects people tend to put 20% diesel in it to have certain fireballs and explosions in movies and whatnot. But if you're shooting in the firework business like I do, you don't want to put diesel in it because you're shooting at nighttime and diesel turns it black.
Sure.
And since diesel turns it black instantly, you don't want that.
Yep.
But I have, shot fireballs with diesel mixed in it. Did all the pyro for a movie called Raiders of the Lost Ark, the adaptation or adapting. I forget what they called it, but some kids remade the movie.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's called Raiders of the Lost Ark, the adaptation or something like that. And they spent their life as a child redoing the movie. And 20 years later, they redid the airplane scene. And yours truly got to do all of the pyro to blow up the ammunition dump, blow up the airplane, blow up the fuel truck. And that was very fun and exciting. So mixing diesel with it is the most common thing. But we have used methanol, which has no carbon in it.
Sure.
And you can put various chemicals such as table salt or roach killer and other stuff to get them to be different color fireballs.
Sure.
But nothing beats gasoline, hands down, period.
Sure, sure. Dry products, I personally have never done, I've talked about it on the podcast before. We've never done anything with gasoline. Dry products, do you use much of that?
No, I don't, because nothing beats gasoline, period.
Sure.
End of story.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
But being the fireball dudes, we like to keep things going and do things differently. And we have 600 pounds of coffee creamer, walnut flour, and goat's milk replacement powder out here right now.
Okay.
And what that really does, no one knows this or realizes it, but when a gasoline fireball goes up in the air, it's just a big rolling ball most of the time of fire. But if you look at the fireballs we shoot, when we shoot 20, 30, 40 creamers with it, they have all these strings of hair and fire falling out underneath it. It makes it look like it's thunder and lightning and electricity. So that's kind of what we're looking for today is some different effects to add to the fireball.
That makes sense.
Plus the cream oil stays on the ground, if you want to call it that. It doesn't turn into a ball and roll up and go up into the air like gas does. So if we shoot cream oil first and wait several seconds and shoot the gasoline, it'll look like the fireball came out of the fireball.
Ah,
And
yes.
then we'll have some fireworks over it, because we're firework people. I'm
Absolutely.
not out of Hollywood. I'm not a special effects person. Sure, we do special effects every now and then for movies, special effects, commercials, and a few other things, but we're firework people at heart, and we're
Absolutely.
shooting fireballs at fireworks shows. We're not, the people out there doing air show pyro
Sure.
and big time movies. We're just having fun, and that's really what it's all about.
Absolutely. One last question for you. I know it's you, and got a heck of a crew out here. How many people are out here working with you getting set up?
Well, today I never counted, but it was easily 15 people,
Mhm.
and at least the people that usually help us, because we just can't let anybody help us.
Mhm.
They know what they're doing, and they've done this before, so it makes quick work.
Absolutely.
Back when Scott and I were doing this by ourselves, we'd be out here all day, and sometimes we'd leave the site at 2 o'clock in the morning. The last one to leave.
Yep.
To clean all this up. But it's become so much fun, and everybody kind of wants to be a part of it, and I love that. I let everybody that is, someone who can help,
Mhm.
help.
Absolutely.
And we over the years, a lot of people have learned how to do all this, and I don't have to double check their work, and it makes it a lot easier on an old guy like me.
No doubt about that. Bill Corbett with Fireball Dudes, thank you so much for the time. Hey, I can't wait for you to paint the sky tonight.
Me too, and we're going to feel the heat for sure, man.
You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Front and center. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Close you can get the middle, close you can get the front.
Perfect. We'll do her. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Did you already hit play? Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm doing all this weird stuff. That's right.
All right.